Welcome to Films and Stuff with your hosts, Pete Mitchell and Ethan Hunt.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Films and Stuff podcast. I'm Ethan, joined, as always, by the MVP, most valuable Pete. Hey, Pete, what's up today?
Not much. I'm super excited. How are you?
Well, I am also excited because I know what this episode is about, but at the same time, a little bit apprehensive because I know how this episode plays out. But for our listeners, they may recall in mid-April, Pete and I looked at the summer slate of movies, Blockbuster and otherwise, that were set for release. And as we've done in years past, we each predicted, hence the name Predicties, what we thought were going to be the top 10 highest grossing movies of the summer, plus a wild card. And at the time, both you and I felt very, very confident in our choices. We both thought that we were going to demolish each other based on we had all the answers. And now, can we say the cows have come home? The roosters have come to roost?
The crows have come to roost.
The crows and the cows and the roosters have all come back.
The farm animals are home, baby.
The barn door is closed, and it's time for us to face the music. Insert your hyperbole here. Pete, we got to take a deep look into the mirror and see if we're even qualified to do Predicties anymore. It's a little bit harrowing, some of the things that we thought were going to be blockbusters and were not, and some of the things we overlooked and were great.
Yeah, so let's do a quick recap for our listeners.
Yeah.
This is the third year we're doing this, and the second official year. The first year was just a trial. Last year, I squeaked by with a 1-point victory, but only because of the wild cards. So let's start with the 10 predictions we made. At number 10, you predicted Horizon, an American Saga, chapters 1 and 2. I had predicted A Quiet Place Day 1. Then I predicted If, and you predicted Fly Me to the Moon. At number 8, you predicted Twisters. I predicted Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. At number 7, you predicted the Garfield movie. I predicted Twisters. At number 6, you had Borderlands. I had Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Oh, gosh.
And now for the top 5. At number 5, I had Furiosa. At number 5, you had A Quiet Place. At number 4, you had Inside Out 2. I had Inside Out 2. At number 3, you had Despicable Me 4. I had Deadpool and Wolverine. At number 2, you had Furiosa. I had the Garfield movie. Let's not joke about these things. At number 1. At number 1, you had Deadpool.
You said it so fast, like you're hoping that I wouldn't catch on.
Let's gloss over that quickly.
You put Garfield at number 2, but you know what's even worse? You beat me. Still.
We'll get there. At number 1, you had Deadpool and Wolverine, and I had Despicable Me 4.
All right.
So let's talk about the actual results. Of course, as usual, we are looking at the international grosses, and we are omitting films from foreign releases, for example, India and China, two very big markets. Yeah. But because there's no way to get accurate box office results, and because, frankly speaking, they don't have the widespread appeal as Hollywood movies typically tend to do, we ignore them for now. And who knows, maybe in the next couple of years that's going to change. But at least for now, we're just looking at Hollywood releases.
That's right.
All right, so the actual summer 2024 top 10 results. Oh, I forgot. I absolutely forgot. In terms of wild cards, I had Horizon and American Saga 1 and 2 and Alien Romulus. and you had The Bike Riders and Bad Boys Ride or Die.
Okay.
So let's go through the actual top 10 results, shall we?
Yes, let's do it.
Number 10, the Garfield movie with 255 million.
Credit where credit is due. At least Garfield was in the top 10.
Thank God for that. Number 9, A Quiet Place Day One with 261 million.
Did you like The Quiet Place?
I thought it was fine. I didn't think it was anything great. First of all, horror movies and suspense movies like this are not my forte, or they're not my bag, let's call it that. But it was fine. I thought it was okay. I thought the first one was far better.
Yeah.
Number 8, It Ends With Us. The Blake Lively movie sneaks in out of nowhere with 311 million.
What is this movie about? Can
I
someone
have
just
no
tell
idea.
me?
It's a book adaptation, and I assume it's some kind of like romance book like Nicholas Sparks movies are.
Okay.
At number 7 is Alien Romulus with 315 million. Number 7 and number 8, Alien Romulus and It Ends With Us may end up switching places. They're both towards the tail end. They're both only separated by $4 million. It's doubtful they'll get to our number 6th place movie, which is Twisters, number 367 million.
I did see Twisters. I think we are happy with it, right?
Yeah, not too bad. It's exactly what you'd want from a summer blockbuster movie.
Yeah,
Low stakes, great action sequences. Yeah.
Right.
Number 5, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes with 397 million. Number 4, very, very close to number 5, Bad Boys Ride or Die with $401 million.
How is that possible? Yeah.
And now we take a $530 million leap up. At number 3, Despicable Me 4 with $931 million.
Where did you and I have Despicable Me 4 on our lists?
I had it at number 1 and you had it at number 3. So that was actually not just a successful prediction for you. It was an accurate prediction for you.
Ah, all right.
At number 2, with the 53rd movie to cross $1 billion in the history of cinema, Deadpool and Wolverine with $1.286 billion.
Okay.
And then at number 1, the surprise smash hit out of left field, Inside Out 2 with $1.671 billion. Actually, the 53rd, Deadpool and Wolverine was the 54th movie to cross $1 billion.
Where did you and I put Inside Out 2?
Both of us had it at number 4.
Oh, okay.
All right, so let's just quickly do the points tally.
Let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
So the points tally is as follows. Ethan, you had 6 successful predictions, 1 of which was accurate, and you had the bonus of 1 of your wild card predictions getting in the top 10, giving you a total of 21 points.
Okay.
I had 8 successful predictions, none of them accurate, with 1 successful wild card prediction coming in the top 10, eking out a victory with 25 points.
Where did I go wrong?
Well, I can tell you where you and I both went wrong. First of all, we both had Horizon in there. Horizon was a critical and commercial flop. In fact,
to say mildly.
The sequel was supposed to come out this summer. It was supposed to be one of the rare times a movie that was in 2 parts was supposed to come out in the same summer, and we both praised it for that. It had a budget of $50 million. Supposedly, Horizon 1 and 2 had a total budget of $100 million, a majority of which was either guaranteed or paid by Kevin Costner. And it made hardly, I think, $30 million.
Oh my gosh, yuck.
Yeah, terrible. So that was one place. You had Fly Me to the Moon on your list.
Oh, that's
romantic comedy. Great topic, good movie, but just not a
big cast
summer blockbuster. Oh, huge cast, right? Channing Tatum, Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
It had the makings for what could have been the equivalent of Blake Lively's It Ends With Us, but it didn't deliver. You had Borderlands on your list, which was quite possibly the biggest flop of the year. I think it made $30 million total against a budget of 115 plus another 100 for prints and advertising.
Between you and I, Borderlands is a bigger flop than You Guessing Garfield. But You Guessing Garfield just sounds funnier. But you at least stayed in the top 10. I will not apologize for that Borderlands pick because I think that's really a horrible movie, but I don't think that my rationale in April for choosing that in the top 10 was at all a bad rationale. I mean, it's a video game adaptation. It's got a crazy big cast, right?
Absolutely. It's one of those movies that if it had connected and had it been halfway decent, it had the makings to the next Guardians.
Yeah. You know what? You're right about that. All it had to do was just kind of not be terrible. And it's a top 10 movie, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And unfortunately, it was terrible.
Oh, it was just like miserable.
Yeah.
But once again, Pete, just help me out. Hollywood is not full of like totally, totally stupid people, right? Is there really no one at the studio that screened that, like the dailies or anything? I was like, guys, this is starting to go on the wrong track. No one?
I think what happened was two things. One, I think it was, first of all, a victim of COVID. Two, I think people did realize that because the film was made like 4 years ago and they just released it now. Three, I think it was also financed a lot by Gearbox, the actual video game company.
You're right.
Maybe not.
Right.
And I think when you have someone who's got a successful video game franchise and they're a little bit more subjective than they are objective. And when you've got a CEO like Randy Pitchford, who's kind of known for being those guys who wants to be hoi polloing with Hollywood.
Good word.
That he's kind of, he's kind of like Elon Musk, which is, I'll buy my way into being a part of the cool kids club.
I mean, Cate Blanchett, Kevin Hart, Edgar Ramirez, Jamie Lee Curtis.
All-star cast by and far, but
Jack Black is in it. I mean,
totally incorrect
Gina Gershon,
casting.
who's nothing, but I love Gina Gershon, of course. I mean, it's just bonkers that based on a video game with that cast that they couldn't like get something that's kind of able to squeak into the top 10. Bonkers.
Not even close, unfortunately.
That's the bigger fail in terms of rankings, but it doesn't have the same humor that I like to.
And Garfield at number 2. What are the other big surprises? So It Ends With Us was a huge surprise. It was the
came out of nowhere.
It came out of nowhere. It was what I expect, or what I will. In your defense, I think that's what you were hoping for with Fly Me to the Moon. And it doesn't happen every summer, but generally speaking, there is usually one sleeper hit. If not every summer, every other summer, there's one movie which is made for next to nothing, and all of a sudden, everyone's like, oh my God, this was the greatest movie ever. Or, they captured the zeitgeist at the right moment, at the right time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for you, it wasn't the story about the moon landing. It was the story of this, romance novel adaptation.
Can I make a hot take?
Please.
With no disrespect to Blake Lively at all, who I think is lovely. I think this movie rode on the coattails of Deadpool and Ryan Reynolds.
Maybe.
I think.
I don't know.
If there's no Ryan Reynolds, there's no Deadpool, and there's no Blake Lively being so associated with Lady Pool and also kind of being in the news, I think that It Ends With Us would not have been in the top 10. That's a hot take.
And it could be true, but my counter to that hot take, or let's play devil's advocate, what do you think the crossover is between fans of Deadpool and Wolverine and It Ends With Us?
So I think 0, but I think it's that, there's a Blake Lively movie out. Yeah? Like, Blake Lively's hot. Blake Lively's in the news. Blake Lively's in a movie. Because to be honest, Blake Lively is so lovely. But what's the last Blake Lively movie that's been anywhere in the top 10? Because she's a major celebrity. She is not a major movie star.
Yeah, I can understand that, or I can believe that.
Right. I think Ends With Us kind of hit all the high notes at the right time. But I think that's one of the reasons that Blake Lively was just hot at the time.
Sure. I mean, I can understand that. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but I can definitely understand where that hot take's coming from.
It's a hot take. The only one in the top 4 or 5 that kind of surprises me is that, I mean, if you look at kind of like the legacies, Alien Romulus, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Bad Boys Ride or Die, those three I feel like are just so reused or recycled. I have no interest, and I didn't see any of those. Actually, I did see Bad Boys Ride or Die, but I guess there's something in a summer blockbuster season that had so few options that those are almost kind of like defaults.
So it's interesting you say that, because out of the top 10 movies, only 2 of them are original/new IPs. Actually, not even, because the Garfield movie is like a reboot of the franchise. But it ends with us in the Garfield movie. But otherwise, Inside Out was a sequel. Deadpool and Wolverine is a threequel. Despicable Me is a fourquel. Bad Boys is a fourquel. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is like the 10th or 12th movie in the franchise. Twisters is a legacy sequel. Alien Romulus is a prequel/sequel. A Quiet Place Day One is a threequel. So, it's yet another summer where existing IP or continuations of films has dominated the top 10.
Dominated.
Yeah. And I think the one surprise that we haven't talked about, which was the shocker, is Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, not making it on the top 10 list.
It didn't make more money than Garfield?
It did not make more money than Garfield.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Seriously.
No. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I had Furiosa at like number 2, right?
2, yeah.
What did you have Furiosa at?
5.
Wow, that is maybe the upset of the summer, especially because that is also a well-worn IP as well, right? It's very surprising.
Well, considering how much or how successful Fury Road was.
I have to say, I didn't think that was a bad movie. I thought that was actually a very decent movie. Furiosa is a very defensible choice. Borderlands is a very defensible choice.
Fury Road made $368 million worldwide, whereas Furiosa made $170 million against a budget of $170 million. It was a huge budget. I mean, not just a commercial flop, but like in terms of profitability, no way. Speaking of, by the way, in terms of profitability, 5 of the top 10, I believe, are profitable. I would say with the benefit of the doubt, 8 of them become profitable, and 2 of them are definitely not profitable.
Which 2?
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which cost $160 million and only garnered $400 million. And Twisters, which cost $155 million and made $370.
What about Bad Boys Ride or Die? What was the budget?
Bad Boys Ride or Die budget was a reasonable $100 million.
I have to say, for all the nonsense of the Bad Boys franchise after the first 2, which I loved, if you're going to make that movie, it is $100 million movie. I'm actually okay with the decision saying, hey, let's roll it back with these 2 guys, but we're not spending more than $100 million.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm totally okay with that.
Yeah, considering it has an A-list star in Will Smith, despite all of his off-screen problems, and it has an A-list comedian in Martin Lawrence, I think $100 million is the upper limit as to what you should be spending on 2 aging guys in a well-worn franchise. I think that's absolutely right.
Yeah. I mean, I like kind of everyone in that cast. I mean, if you go all the way up and down, I like everybody in that cast. I mean, I think it's a good cast, but I mean, I just feel like the story is a retread I really have a problem with the guys kind of like aging and having this self-awareness that they're making so many like aging jokes in the movie itself, like I appreciate the self-awareness, but I have to say it's getting a little bit trite now, for me. But overall, I have to say, like, I really, the franchise, the original and the second one, the Jerry Bruckheimer, produced ones. I mean, these are just absolutely fantastic. I can't get enough of those, Téa Leoni, when Will Smith was very, very thin in his prime, right?
And then in terms of surprising profitability returns, right? It
Yeah.
ends with Us had a 12x return on a budget of $25 million. It made 310.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you had Despicable Me, which had a budget of $100 million and it made 930. Then, of course, Inside Out 2, which had a budget of $200 million, but still made $1.6 billion.
I mean, there are some lessons to be learned here. Will anyone learn the lessons?
Doubtful, because Hollywood has a very short history, and Hollywood's also very, not just myopic, but I think Hollywood's also very optimistic, right? They will look at Inside Out and be like, hey, look, a $200 million movie has the opportunity to make $1.67 billion. So we should spend more money on making these movies. They don't look at it and saying, well, the reason it made 1.67 was because the movie was actually quite good and it hit on all the right cylinders. Like they should be looking not at Inside Out 2, but they should be looking at something like Furiosa, or they should be looking at something like Fly Me to the Moon, which had $100 million budget and made $39 million, and saying, hey, for every Inside Out 2, there's a Furiosa, there's a Fly Me to the Moon, there's a Borderlands, where the movie's not even making a third of what we're spending to make it.
All right. If we are looking to the summer of 2025, what should we be looking forward to? Have you seen any of the very, very, because everything's going to change, but have you looked at any of the things that are potentially coming out next year?
So I haven't looked at the summer 25 films, but I have looked at the films for the rest of this year, which I think is maybe a little bit more pertinent to what we should, for at least 2024. I find that there are 9 major releases. The first is Megalopolis, the new Adam Driver movie and Francis Ford Coppola film, which was also financed by himself. Joker 2, Folie à Deux.
No.
Saturday Night, which is the Lorne Michaels biopic, or maybe not Lorne Michaels, but Saturday Night Live biopic.
Yeah.
Venom 3, The Final Dance, or The Last Dance.
No, but I feel like you want to see that.
Well, kind of have to, right? Gladiator 2?
Yes.
Moana 2?
No.
Kraven the Hunter?
No.
Mufasa?
What?
Yeah, the prequel to Lion King.
Huh.
And the last one is Sonic 3.
With Jim Carrey?
Yeah, Jim Carrey's back.
All right, this is what I see for the summer, very, very tentatively, of 2025.
Okay.
Fast X Part 2.
Okay, which I don't think they've started filming.
The Accountant 2. Thunderbolts. Mission Impossible 8. Karate Kid. Do I see that correctly?
They're making a movie?
On the list.
Okay. Oh, F1 I'm looking forward to. The Brad Pitt movie.
That'll be good. Jurassic Park Rebirth. Is there a Superman coming out?
Oh, that is next summer. That's right.
Yep.
The first James Gunn film.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay.
Fantastic Four. Is that right?
Okay. I mean, they're still filming now, so could be.
The Bad Guys 2.
Okay.
So, I mean, I have to say next summer looks way better than this summer. I mean, maybe you're not seeing that, but.
No, I'm not saying that. The reason I say that is because I'll wait to make that. Exactly. That's exactly. It's because I don't want to get hyped for, like, I'm super excited. I actually, when you told me Mission Impossible is coming out in summer, I was a bit sad because I thought that was coming out this December.
I feel like there's a lot stuck in the pipeline somehow.
Okay.
And then it's all kind of tumbling out. Yeah, I mean, Thunderbolts is big. F1 is supposed to come out in June. You're right. That's going to be big. Jurassic World Rebirth, definitely. Superman, Fantastic Four. I'm still not sure if those are actually going to come out.
Superman, I expect will come out because I don't think they've finished filming, but I'm pretty sure they're mid-filming now as well. So that's still enough time. It's almost a year to finish editing and filming.
Yeah.
I think that's enough time. And same with Fantastic Four.
Yeah. And then there's some things that I think are going to get pushed. Like, for example, Tron, Ares. I would expect that gets pushed. It's listed as October, but I don't know. And also Mortal Kombat 2 and also Blade, November 2025. I mean, that also may be.
They haven't started filming, so I don't know if that's going to happen.
I don't know. Avatar, Fire and Ash is listed as December 2025. Not sure. Some of these I think are really going to get pushed, that they put them on the schedule now. And some of it may just be to kind of gauge audience reaction. But I mean, I think also some of it is done just to kind of, you've got to get it out there. And then you've got to see kind of like the competing studios in terms of what they're tentatively releasing. Yeah, and then you may try to walk it back saying, whoa, like we don't want to release the same time as Mission Impossible 8. We're never going to win that battle, right?
Yeah. Which is why I'm surprised, like, if the schedule is correct, there's only 2 weeks between Superman and Fantastic Four. That's going to be a huge matchup.
So I have to say, as it stands, I'm a little bit more enthusiastic about last summer than I was about this summer. I think the only thing I really, really wanted to see this summer was, Deadpool and Wolverine. And really, thankfully, that delivered and more, right?
Absolutely.
I think Deadpool, Wolverine, and Thor Ragnarok are probably 2 superhero movies that you could watch more than once and still be satisfied by.
Sure.
Ragnarok for me is the pinnacle of the MCU. The Thor Love and Thunder I thought was just miserable and undid all the goodwill that, we thought we had for Thor. So those are the predictees. Pete, congratulations on your victory.
Yeah.
That is 2 in a row. So I've got my work cut out for me in the summer of 2025.
I'm waiting for the day where both of us are, at least 9 out of 10 on our predictions. This year I was at 80%. You were at 60%, but you had going for you was that you at least had one accurate prediction. I had none.
I think some of this, though, to be honest, the accurate prediction is a little bit luck more than anything. I mean, and I think it's really hard. I think it's very hard to get more than 8 out of 10 realistically, because there are supposed to be some surprises. And if we've got a summer where like, look, I know 10 out of 10 what the best movies are going to be, I think that's a very boring, summer season. What did you miss? You missed the Blake Lively movie. And what was the other one you missed?
Alien Romulus, which was a wild card.
So basically you did get 9 out of 10.
Yes, yeah. You're being generous, but yes.
Yeah, I think it's really difficult to, like, you're never going to get that Blake Lively movie. I mean, unless
there's no way. You're absolutely right. Yeah. There's no way on earth. I hadn't even heard of this film until it was released and making all the money that it did.
Even if you're a Hollywood insider, it's impossible. I think maybe it's luck, but it's like, that person who wins the NCAA basketball pool, every year with a perfect score. There's some luck involved. And again, I think if you really know all top 10, I think it makes for a very boring summer movie season, because that means there's probably not a lot of like competition out there. There's not a lot of, risk taking where you just know what the top 10 are going to be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. The easier thing is I think now for a lot of these repeat sequels, it's easier to get a good sense of how they're going to do, right? There's going to be another Bad Boys for sure in 2 years, 3 years, but we'll be able to say with a good bit of certainty where it's going to fall in terms of the revenue that it's going to make,
Yeah, you're right.
All right. Pete, once again, congratulations on your victory.
Thank you.
Well deserved. 8 out of 10 plus a wild card is no small feat. I'm pleased to be riding your coattails to our cinematic credibility. Let's look forward to the summer of 2025, which seems like it's a long way away, but it's really not. It'll go fast, and see if we've got some good stuff to see in cinemas then.
Perfect. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks so much. I promise to have a very successful and peaceful reign as the Predicties champion of 2024.
Wield your crown benevolently. Yes?
That's right. Absolutely.
All right, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Pete, thanks as always. We will see you all on the next episode of the Films and Stuff podcast. Bye now.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Ethan.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Films and Stuff. If you haven't already, please subscribe and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever podcasts are downloaded. Films and Stuff. There is no substitute.